Okay, so we're now looking at confidence intervals and margins of error. And so we've seen from previous videos that if we've got large enough samples, that the distribution of the samples will approximate a normal distribution. Okay. So for instance, we know from previous work that if we get within plus or minus 2 standard deviations, we should have about 95% of the scores. Plus or minus 1 is about 68%, and plus or minus 3 is about 99.7. So I'm just saying we've done this work before, and we're going to continue, extend it now to proportions. Okay, so what the previous slide said, so we can say with 95% confidence that the variable will lie within plus or minus 2 standard deviations. That's what the 95% means. And actually, that should be it's not quite right there. That value there should be 1.96, I think it actually equals. We'll just check that in another slide. So I'll just make sure that's right on another slide. Okay, so come across when you're ready. So here's some commonly used confidence intervals, and yes, so it's 1.96, not 996. And so if you want 80% confidence, or 90, or 95, or 98, or 99, here are the Z-scores. And where these numbers are coming from is, for instance, with the 90% confidence, which is 90% in the guts, you have 5% at either end. And so when you look at 5%, so it's halfway between those numbers, so you get the minus 1.645. And again, I've shown the other numbers from the table where they come from, just remembering that the tail, like this tail here, has 0.005, so it's 1%, which is 0.01, and it's split two ways, one at the top and one at the bottom, and so the 0.005 lies in between there, which gives you the 2.576 exactly, but on your table it'll be 2.575, halfway between those numbers. So copy that because that's important and come across when you're ready. Okay, so just some more definitions. The margin of error is the distance from the Z-score to the mean, so that's called the margin of error, and the confidence interval is the distance across the bottom from one end to the other. Okay, so that's two different things. Margin of error is just from one side to the mean, to the middle. Copy that and come across. Okay, so now we've got some examples we'll be using. So what confidence level is produced by a margin of error of 1.5 in the standard normal variable? So what you need to do is find the area behind 1.5, find the error between 1.5, and work out what that answer is, and come back when you're ready. So look up your standard normal table and see how you go. Okay, so you're back, and by subtracting you should have got 0.87. That's the answer that I've got. Okay, come across when you're ready, copy. Okay, so find the margin of error needed to give us confidence interval of 90%. So again, you got 90%, so we've got from that previous values, where's it back here? So at 9% we've got 1.645. One more slide. So that's going to be minus 1.645. That's going to be positive 1.645 to the middle. And so the margin of error is the distance from there to the mean. So the answer is going to be 1.645. Okay. So that's why that table, you just use the values and you don't have to look back at the big list of numbers. Copy and come across. Okay, so find the confidence interval needed to give a 80% confidence for a standard normal variable. So again, 80% is that 1.28 number. So we've got minus 1.28 to positive 1.28. And so the confidence interval is minus 1.28 less than equal to Z less than equal to 1.28. And that's it. And it doesn't matter, you can have that or you can just have not equal. It's not critical. Okay, come across when you're ready. Okay, there's the exercise to do. 10:02, questions 1 to 5. Thanks, bye. We're nearly done.